Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into some really insightful research from Saltwater Reef Co. that answers a question honestly haunting pretty much every saltwater hobbyist at some point. We are going to dive into why professional reef service isn't just about getting that glass sparkling clean, but about the literal survival of a highly delicate and closed ecosystem.
Let's kick things off by having you evaluate your very own setup for a second. You got to ask yourself, is your current routine actually enough to protect your costly reef? I mean, it's incredibly easy to just get comfortable when things look totally fine on the surface, right? But are your DIY habits truly safeguarding your investment? Or are you maybe just putting a Band-Aid over a slow-moving disaster?
While the absolute crucial point from our source material here is that professional servicing is fundamentally a preventative tool. It is not just some cleanup crew you call when things look a little dirty. It's specifically designed to stop those tiny, almost invisible chemical drifts from snowballing into a catastrophic tank crash. It's really all about getting ahead of that instability way before your corals even realize something is off.
So let's establish our baseline in this first section, the fragile reef balance.
We know that unlike standard freshwater setups, reef aquariums are insanely sensitive to shifts in 4 specific areas. We're talking salinity, alkalinity, nutrients, and temperature. A sudden drift in literally any one of these doesn't just mean you're scraping extra algae, it triggers what the source explicitly warns are costly crashes. And let's be real, in this hobby, costly is usually putting it mildly. This extreme sensitivity is exactly why having routine expert oversight is absolutely vital.
Moving on to the next section, let's map out the baseline maintenance schedule.
This timeline brilliantly illustrates a tank's maturation journey. If you've got a newer system, you're going to benefit from frequent visits, roughly every 1 to 3 months. Then, as your parameters start to hold steady, you move to that middle stage of semi-annual tuning, so every 6 months. Finally, if your tank is dialed in and just rock solid, you graduate to annual checkups. It's a natural journey from really intense oversight all the way to stable self-sufficiency.
But what happens when things aren't stable? That brings us to Section 3, Triggers for Urgent Help.
If your tank starts showing any of these physical warning signs or equipment strains, you need to pay attention immediately. Unexplained algae blooms or frequent parameter swings? That means the system's balance is totally broken. Unstable temps or recurring dosing issues? Your life support is failing. If you are seeing these, whatever you do, do not wait for that annual checkup. It is time to increase your professional service cadence right away until the whole system settles back down.
Now we have to contrast the really obvious system changes against the hidden ones. Installing a brand new skimmer or doing a massive livestock overhaul, those are super clear, obvious moments to call on a pro. But the hidden triggers, those are the truly terrifying ones. I'm talking about persistent nutrient buildup, or when your corals are mysteriously declining, even when your test kits swear up and down that everything is perfectly normal. These hard-to-diagnose trends secretly threaten your livestock, and it's exactly where having an expert eye is pretty much mandatory.
To understand the real value here, let's look at Section 4, what pros actually do.
A meaningful professional visit is absolutely not just a quick wipe down of the glass. During a visit, technicians perform strict verification of your salinity and temp. For skimmers and filters, they aren't just in there emptying smelly cups. They are executing a full performance evaluation of your filtration and your flow. And for your dosing and pumps, it's a deep accuracy review. They want to ensure every single piece of hardware is functioning exactly within its expected tolerances. The source text drops a great quote here, noting that good services also look at the why, not just the what. Because let's face it, pretty much anyone can read a test kit, right? But a true professional evaluates the deeper patterns. They analyze the why behind your nutrient export and your coral consumption. They're actually diagnosing the ecosystem as a whole, not just servicing the physical hardware.
So how do you figure out your specific schedule? Let's go to Section 5, Finding Your Perfect Cadence.
You can actually eliminate all the guesswork in 3 simple steps. Step 1, just book a baseline professional assessment to get them in the door. Step 2, evaluate the specifics together. Your tank size, stocking density, target corals, and filtration setup. And finally, Step 3, based on that massive data dump, you agree on a tailored schedule. It's perfectly personalized and honestly, a huge relief from constantly chasing parameters yourself. Seriously, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, remember the golden rule. Match your service frequency directly to the system stability. It is a sliding scale. If your parameters drift or your automation is being untrustworthy, increase the cadence. On the flip side, if your readings are incredibly consistent and your livestock is thriving, You earn the right to move toward those simple, annual checkups.
As the research points out, ultimately, Reef tanks reward consistency. Whether your specific setup needs monthly help or is perfectly dialed in for annual visits, the end goal is exactly the same. You're keeping that chemical balance and equipment performance locked tightly within the incredibly narrow range that Reef life actually demands to survive.
So, I want to leave you with a really vital question to ponder today. Is your tank's chemical balance truly as safe as you think it is? Or are there hidden triggers lurking just beneath the water's surface? Take a real hard look at your parameters today. Evaluate your equipment's true performance and ask yourself if it might be time for a deep professional calibration. Please, don't wait for a costly crash to find out. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.